Burundi is one of the poorest and most densely populated countries in Africa. The great number of refugees who, since 2008, have returned to Burundi en masse, received houses within the Integrated Rural Villages, VRI. Recent data shows that in Burundi, more than 65% of the population survives with less than the daily minimal caloric intake, and that 50% of the population suffers from chronic malnutrition. With generous support from the European Union, the integrated rural villages in the provinces of Bururi, Makamba, and Rutana benefited from a United Nations interagency program supporting the development of these villages. UNICEF carried out water, sanitation, and hygiene activities. UNDP carried out job creation and social cohesion activities, and FAO intervened by carrying out activities related to agriculture and livestock. Access to land is a major problem in Burundi, and farming is, for 90% of the population, the only livelihood available. The inhabitants of the VRIs only have a small plot around their house and found themselves in a precarious situation, with limited perspectives to meet their daily needs.
C'est une parcelle, comme je disais, de maximum 6 arts. Comment est-ce que vous voulez faire vivre une famille de 6 personnes, 7 personnes, avec une superficie de 6 arts? C'est très très difficile. Et c'est la raison pour laquelle la FAO, avec le financement de l'Union européenne, a essayé de pallier à cette situation.
With the aims of re-establishing agricultural activities and fighting malnutrition, FAO has developed different strategies and provided support to beneficiaries. Additional plots of arable land of 0.5 hectares were made available to families close to or in the VRIs. With the objective of increasing and diversifying agricultural production, more than 1,800 kilograms of horticulture seed, fruit plants, and nurseries were distributed and planted.
Mfashijemo inyungu kubera karenda zindukira muhira ariko igira neza itubwiriye ati ngo tuje kurimaha kuri jewe kuronkaho ndima mbona ko byambereye inyungu ndungutse kubera ndoronka ikimfasa kikafasa n'abana.
Beneficiaries received key agricultural inputs, tools and improved quality seed, manure, fertilizer, sprayers, and pesticides. Through a local NGO, pesticides are now used sparingly and in line with recognized norms. This has significantly contributed to an increase in agricultural productivity.
Nous sommes venus ici pour expliquer aux bénéficiaires comment utiliser les pesticides. Si on ne pulvérise pas, on peut avoir une perte de 2/3 de la récolte.
In an attempt to make best use of limited arable land around the houses, different techniques were introduced. Inhabitants were encouraged to experiment with kitchen gardens.
Jewe urumva igituma nagakoze kano kantu mbonye Florence atangwe kutubwira ukuntu twoshobora gukora aka kantu ariko n'ubwa mbere ndabibonye sinendabibone.
With its layered structure, the kitchen garden enables beneficiaries to plant a great variety of crops and provides a small horticultural production made up of high nutritional value vegetables. Always with the aim of providing livelihood support and improving levels of household income, FAO funded the distribution of livestock and poultry. 6 egg-laying hens and 3 goats were distributed per household, and 8 improved variety rams per 200 households.
Ziramfasha namaze kugurisha impene 4 120 mfise garanti kuronka amayayi 7 usanga 6 ku munsi kandi akina namaze kunaza amafaranga yashika nk'ibihumbi 105.
Also, fruit trees were planted: bananas, oranges, papayas. Some families were able to turn the area around their house into a small model farm.
Nasimenye ubuhinga bwo kurima mu parasera yanze ngurikiza ubuhinga bambwiye inyabarega yambaye amase yarimwe yavanye n'izo ntungwa bampaye nkazangena nkuramwo ndaronsemwo icyanzu ubona hagiye matufari yahiye.
The 6 heirs which make up the household plot have been put to good use. The kitchen garden for essential daily vegetables, fruit trees, and animals which are a great source of income but also produce manure which fertilize crops. Para-agricultural activities were promoted, including mushroom growing and beekeeping. Modern hives and accessories were distributed for honey production, and associations were trained and given starter kits for mushroom growing. These activities, which can be very profitable, help to diversify sources of household income in and around the VRIs, and can represent a significant additional salary, of high importance during the lean periods of the year.
Uwahora yiyumvira kuza kugira ngo zengiye hariya guhiga aho nkorera atari bumuronke azokora ibinyene nitwakuramwo amahera tuzaheza turabe ingene tuyakoresha adufashe.
To enable an appropriate management of agricultural products and harvests, a storage hangar was built at the heart of each VRI, and it was given to the community.
En plus d'être des lieux d'échange, des lieux de stockage, donc ces hangars serviront comme de petites usines de transformation des produits agricoles, de petites unités pour la commercialisation des produits qu'on trouve dans ces localités.
To ensure the sustainability and the effectiveness of the intervention, beneficiaries were offered multiple trainings. They were trained in the management of the hangars, as well as collective management and conflict resolution. A new approach introduced in Burundi by FAO, Farmer Field Schools, or FFS. The farmers learn directly in the field through observation, experimentation, and learning to enrich their knowledge on the production cycle of a specific crop or animal. Brought together in a group of between 20 to 30 people, these innovative activities also offer advantages such as bringing communities together, returnees and host communities, as well as different ethnic groups. FAO Burundi supports more than 4,000 households, an estimated 20,000 vulnerable men, women, and children from the VRIs and host communities. With the support of its partners, it has contributed to an increase in agricultural productivity and the building of rural livelihoods. Moving away from subsistence agriculture and an emergency situation are the major objectives of FAO to ensure that Burundian agriculture becomes modern and market-oriented, to enable vulnerable groups to follow the path to sustainable development.